Credit. It's a great chance for us to showcase their talent. We have the Canadian Blind Hockey team here tonight. We also have
it has nothing to do with my mic, Christine. All right, hockey fans, let's get you set here for tonight's blind hockey import credit event. as we're just about set to get going here. All right, folks, we're just moments away from the opening puck drop here, and as we get you set for Blind Hockey Night in Port Credit. You're tuned in on Parasport TV, and we're just about set to get the live action underway as we're coming to you from Port Credit Arena. Nico Cardarelli here, very pleased to be joined right now by Luca DeMontis, who is the GM of the national team and director of hockey ops for Canadian Blind Hockey. Luca, thanks so much for joining us up here in the booth today.
Nico, thanks very much for having me up here. This is always a joy whenever I get to share the booth with you, and you know, it's always a fun time whenever we're at another blind hockey game.
Absolutely, and we're just moments away. So we're just moments away from the opening puck drop here as we've got the Blind Hockey All-Stars taking on Team Rudy. The Blind Hockey All-Stars will be wearing the black jerseys in this one, and Team Rudy will be in those yellow jerseys. And Luca, we've got some NHL alumni suiting up in this one for Team Rudy.
That's what it looked like when I saw the roster, so that's always exciting when you could have someone of that caliber get added to a game like this. And that's pretty much over 800 games played in the NHL. Definitely you're a veteran in my mind with stats like that.
Brad Boyes playing for Team Rudy in this one. He'll be wearing number 2.
You think that's because he's going to get 2 goals today?
Well, it'll be interesting because the Blind Hockey All-Stars actually have a cited goalie in this one to try level the playing field a bit. Nicholas Dimartino of the Heartland Association will be playing for the Blind Hockey All-Stars, and our B1 goaltender Joey Cabral will be playing for Team Rudy.
For sure. And
Brad.
I think it's got to be said right off the bat, but the Blind Hockey All-Stars, coached by Joseph Del Grande.
Yes.
If there's anybody that wishes to be on that ice today, it's definitely Joseph. But, you know, an injury has set him back, but he's an individual that's loved in the community, looked up to by his teammates, and I don't think we could think of a better coach. I'm sorry if you're listening, Coach Paul Cairns, but we do got the best-dressed coach that we could ever have.
Well, we're just about set for the opening puck drop.
Christine wants me to give you her number.
I'm about to, I can't right now. Write it down for me. All right, and the opening puck drop goes, and we're underway here in the first period of play as Team Rudy takes possession of the puck. They move it up the far wing, try feed it through to Boyes, but it's DeMontis who comes up with it for the Blind Hockey All-Stars. His pass gets picked off as Team Rudy starts to work it up the near wing. Trying to feed the pass through is Brad Wu. That pass gets picked off by DeMontis. He starts to skate it across center ice. And check that. That's actually Joe Fernazier with the puck. Fernazier tried to get the shot away, but that got blocked. Wu Passes it ahead to the former Maple Leaf Brad Boys, but Team Rudy go in offside and will get a stoppage with 11:25 to go in the period.
It's quite the start. Brad Boys centering the first line. Hey, whoever's coaching Team Rudy with the Steelheads, they've got their research done.
Pretty good pace to the opening shift here as from the face-off, Team Rudy try take possession. Now it's DeMontis with the puck. He flips it into the near side where behind the net they chase after it. DeMontis in there against Michael Hastings from the Steelheads. Hastings moves it up the far wing, and now Team Rudy starts to break out through the neutral zone. Check out the bucket on Emilio Fidele. That is an old school helmet right there. As Fidele receives the pass, fires it into the zone, and Dimartino plays it out. Drop pass intended for Fidele. He gets to it, plays it back to the point for Hastings.
Pass is good.
Back in front for Fidele. There's a shot right on, a big rebound. Oh, what a great save by Dimartino as he slid over to take that chance away from Carter Willen. Amanda Provin, she picks up the loose puck for the Blind Hockey All-Stars. Plays it up the near wing where Wayne St. Dennis skates after it, but it's Fidele who comes up with it. He'll fire that in, and that'll give Dave Poitevin a chance to play it ahead for Nazir. That pass gets picked off along the near wall. They scrum for possession as it's fired in where Poitevin tries to make the defensive play. Centered in front, Dimartino makes the initial save. Second chance, it's off the post. They try wrap it in. And no signal yet, but I think it stays out. What a sequence there as the defense for the Blind Hockey All-Stars comes up big.
Looks like we're going to have an exciting game early here. Couple chances on either end. And all that matters is that when the final whistle blows, everyone could say they had a great time.
Well, that's exactly it. The score isn't really what's at stake here. It's about spreading awareness of blind hockey throughout Peel region. And, of course, the MHL Play More program as well. As there's a centering pass in front for Boys. He plays it down low behind the goal. Tries to play it back out front, but getting in the way was Bob Lowe. Puck played to the line where it's kept in. Team Rudy try move it in front. Near side, Boys back in front. Oh, what a diving play by Dimartino, but it's in the back of the net. And Team Rudy take a 1-0 lead.
That was a nice play by Team Rudy. Everybody, I think, touched the puck in that sequence, which in a typical blind hockey game, you don't see too often. But when you can get everybody involved in a play offensively, you're bound to get a goal out of that.
I believe it was Jake Makahonic who got the goal there for Team Rudy to make it 1-0. As from the face-off, the Blind Hockey All-Stars shoot it in the zone, but quickly Team Rudy take possession with Brad Boys playing it up the far wing. Received now on the near wing by Makahonic. He checks his options, plays it in front for Boys, who then plays it back to the point. Quick touch passing. It's picked off, and here's a chance. Off to the races goes Ian Rankin, but he's got to make a clean pass. There it is, drops it off to Randy Banks, and his shot attempt into the corner. Banks backhands it. That one just missed along the near side. As they dig out of the corner for possession. Puck played out, and here with some speed going up the ice is Michael Hastings. Hastings checking his options. Centers out front. It's actually over at the far side hash marks. Down low back to Hastings as Team Rudy move the puck around in the offensive zone. Randy Banks there defensively, swiping the stick, trying to get something on the pass. Team Rudy make the pass out front. As coming in to take it was Dominic Galati. Puck played out to the line, but stays in. As Carter Willen kept it in at the point. And on the second effort, the Blind Hockey All-Stars clear at the length of the ice. So, Luca, we're thrilled to be here tonight, but tell us a little bit about what's coming up later this month in terms of the Canadian Blind Hockey calendar of events.
Definitely. It's a big month for blind hockey in Canada, you know. We're getting close.
Shot right on, steered aside by Dimartino.
Team Rudy is really just attacking down low, and, you know, when speaking to them before and explaining the rules, I was wondering how they were going to understand the pass rule. But on our part, it's always good to hear different kind of opinions on it, and they were truly amazed by us adapting a rule like that to make everybody included and play the game. But on a side note, Nico, you are correct. This is a great weekend of blind hockey in Mississauga, but it's leading up to something bigger. This will be our 8th annual 2020 Canadian National Blind Hockey Tournament presented by AMI and hosted by CNIB. So March 27th to 29th, Mattamy Athletic Center. It's going to be a great time. Free admission. Come on out. Check out the fastest sport played by individuals who have 10% or less, and I promise you that you will be amazed.
7:25 to go here in the first period. We'll expand on some of those rules that Luca alluded to in terms of the adaptations of blind hockey, but right now it's the Blind Hockey All-Stars trailing 1-0 to Team Rudy. As Team Rudy center it in front, make the pass down low, try to sweep it in. Dimartino makes the save as it came off the stick of Julian Dermott. Team Rudy with the puck through the neutral zone as it's played over to the near side, controlled by Michael Hastings. He chips it up the boards as Team Rudy bring it across the line. That's Fidele, who tries to dangle around his man, nothing doing. Now it's back to the point. Dermott plays it over to the far side, back in front, as there's a shot and it's kicked away by Dimartino after it came off the stick of Brandon Mahonic. Team Rudy continue here, aggressive with the forecheck behind the goal where Julian Dermott has the puck on his stick. Tries to center in front for Fidele, knocked away as it's cleared to the near boards where once again it's picked up by Dermott. He centers it back to the top of the point. Coming up with it is Hastings. There's a shot right on, big save, rebound, and Dimartino able to smother it for the face-off.
So yeah, it looks like the Blind Hockey All-Stars really need to get it together here. There's been, I think they've maybe got one shot on Joey Cabral, who was playing for Team Rudy, and just taking a break right now, leading against the crossbar. So he's got to get some action soon. And from knowing these players on the Blind Hockey All-Stars, I know something's going to generate very soon.
No question about it, as from the face-off, the puck out through the neutral zone. Ian Rankin, aggressive on the forecheck, trying to cause a turnover here. Nice work by the Windsor native who came in for tonight's game as Team Rudy moved the puck up the near wall. That one just out of the reach of Jake Mahonic. He skates after it. Dave Poitevin there defensively. Mahonic tries to center for Boys. There's a one-timer attempt and Dimartino makes the save.
Makes you wonder, how many times has he passed that puck over when he was playing in the show?
Well, we know he had 505 career points in over 800 games played. I think it was roughly maybe around 200-300 assists. So
well,
you know he's.
So I guess he made a fair
amount
of passes.
Yeah, I think so.
Wyatt Harvey with the puck, member of the Canadian National Blind Hockey Team from Peterborough, Ontario. So it's good to see that the province has its players that are out representing the sport here today.
You know, that's a great point, Luca, because we really do have a good showcase of players from all over Ontario representing the Blind Hockey All-Stars here. We've got Sudbury represented. We've got Windsor represented. Collingwood represented. Orillia represented. It's really a great display here. As Randy Banks, the Collingwood native, has the puck stripped away from him. And here goes Team Rudy up the ice. Carter Willen makes the pass over. It's back to Willen. Shot right on. What a save. The rebound to Boys. And Dimartino makes the save on the NHL alum.
Dimartino standing on his head tonight for the Blind Hockey All-Stars. But I bet you he's loving the size of this puck tonight.
Yeah, no question about it. Goalies do tend to love the blind hockey puck, as we've got just under 5 minutes remaining in the first period of play. Team Rudy leading 1-0 over the Blind Hockey All-Stars. Team Rudy have the puck in the zone. Dominic Galati tries to kick it out front. That gets redirected just wide of the post. Team Rudy continue to cycle, working their way in from the hash marks. Galati makes the draw pass and it's slotted home as it's a 2-0 lead for Team Rudy. I think that's Brad Wu who put the puck in. Yes, it was number 17 to Arundel. Hockey Association coach gets the goal to make it 2-0 Team Rudy. You know, Luca, you alluded to some of the rule adaptations And of course, the one pass rule maybe being the most glaring, most obvious rule change. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, definitely the one pass is the most important rule. It keeps everybody included in the game. So what happens here is you just see the attacking team just pass the zone, the blue line. They made one successful pass to their teammate. The referee then blew a kind of sharp whistle, which allows the goaltender and the defensive players to know that some action is about to happen as the offensive team is now allowed to score. So that was it in a just of it kind of thing. But it's, it's a rule that really helped us. We have nobody that can go end to end. We have nobody that could score. Well, we have seen a couple unassisted goals, but we have nobody that could really create a change in the game all by themselves. You really have to get your teammates involved. And it's proof in the pudding that hockey is a team sport, right? So it's good that we can get everybody involved on the ice together.
So Team Rudy trying to make a pass, but it's cleared out of the zone by Amanda Provin with 3.5 minutes remaining here in the period. Team Rudy breaking out of their own zone. Pass led ahead for Brandon Mahonic. Into the corner along the near side. Team Rudy play it over to the far wing where Fidelic comes up with possession. There you hear that buzzer for the one pass as Sean Dale intercepts it. Tries to clear the zone, but it's kept in. Centered in front. One-timer from Fidelic. What a stop by Dimartino as he got the lateral movement right there to shut the door. Team Rudy moving it back along the near side. Blind Hockey All-Stars trying to get something going as Fornacier steals the puck, and now he's off up the ice. He's got Provin with him, makes the draw pass. Amanda Provin shot right on. Cabral makes the save. They crash the crease, and it's cleared away as the Blind Hockey All-Stars generate their first good scoring chance of this game.
That was a big ovation for Cabral, making his first big save of the game.
You heard it from his bench as they appreciate the good save as Fornacier clears the puck to the line. It hops over the stick, and now Sean Dale hot after it on the forecheck.
Good to see Sean Dale on the ice. I believe this is the first blind hockey game he's played since the summer national team training camp where he took a tough bounce, breaking a foot, blocking a shot.
Pass back to the line where it's controlled by Carter Willen. Steps in from the point, tries to feed it in front. Shot right on, big save by Dimartino. The rebound over to Willen. Controlled behind the net now as DeMontis starts the breakout for the Blind Hockey All-Stars. He wheels up the far wing with room to skate. Mark DeMontis bringing the puck in the zone. He needs to make a clean pass. Drops it back. There's a shot right on.
Big
save
Cabral.
by Cabral. Second chance. And it's turned aside again as Joey the Wall Cabral coming up with two big saves.
Big saves by Cabral, who hasn't had to see much action. But it looks like the Blind Hockey All-Stars are starting to connect a little bit there.
Nice work between DeMontis and Randy Banks as Banks had two good shots on goal, but Cabral turns them away. Minute 36 remaining in the first period. Team Rudy leading 2-0 over the Blind Hockey All-Stars as Joe Fornacier sets up for the draw. He wins it back to the point. Wyatt Harvey plays it over to the far wing as there's a shot from the point, and it's in. Oh, what
Matt
a
Shaw.
snipe! Oh my goodness, what a goal! As Matt Shaw rips one from the blue line, and the Blind Hockey All-Stars are on the board.
And it took a beautiful shot to beat Cabral there. I believe it hit the post and then went in. So, so far Joey's made a couple of big saves, but it was a great shot by Matt Shaw to get the scoring on the way for the Blind Hockey All-Stars there.
Matt Shaw, a member of the Toronto Ice Owls. I've heard a lot about his game. This is the first time I've had the chance to watch him live, and what an impression there from the defenseman. As Sean Dale now after the puck. The Blind Hockey All-Stars want to draw even before the end of the period, and they're hot on it with Fornacier trying to dig it out front. Puck back to the line. Shaw tries to keep it in. Wyatt Harvey makes the play at his own blue line, but it's Brad Boyes who comes up with the puck. Boyes, his pass picked off by Harvey. Quickly, Team Rudy retained possession. Nice job to scoop it loose as Sean Dale tries to skate it out of his zone. That's broken up by Julian Dermott. Here goes Fornacier, just offside, and we'll get the whistle with 51 seconds remaining in the period.
Looks like the Blind Hockey All-Stars got a little jump in their step that shift there. Sometimes that's all it takes, just a goal for the good guys, and they'll get right back in the game here.
Yeah, it seemed like they were a little bit flat-footed at first, but I think after, like you said, the last few minutes, the Blind Hockey All-Stars definitely have their feet about them
I think we'll chalk it up to just being a road game. It's hard to adjust to get the feet going on a road game. You know, they've had a long bus ride getting here, so ooh.
Oh, what a snipe!
Beautiful shot
Woo! That one scored by Brandon Mahonic as he retains the 2-goal lead for Team Rudy. Wow, that was a beautiful snipe.
That was a beautiful snipe. And hey, very rarely can you snipe a beautiful shot like that with a blind hockey puck on a sighted goalie. So he does deserve some credit for that shot.
42 seconds remaining in the period. Now 3-1 Team Rudy. They've got it 4-1 up on the scoreboard. I'm sure they'll correct that in moments as DeMontis tries to wrestle the puck away. It's controlled and sent up the ice, where skating it forward is Dominic Galati. He loses his footing into the zone, but quickly gets it back. Tries to center in front. That's broken up as the puck out through center ice inside Team Rudy's zone with 20 seconds remaining in the period. Long stretch pass played ahead for Galati. Fornazier back checking, tries to strip it away. Centered to the near side. Big save by Dimartino, and he freezes that for the face-off. 6 seconds remaining in the period.
So, Nico, not only are we at Mississauga, but we are also in your hometown. So a lot of people tuning in know you as the voice of blind hockey, but we are in the hometown of the voice of blind hockey. So how's it feel to call your first blind hockey game in Mississauga here?
You know what, Luca? This is a pretty special moment. I don't often feel proud, but I think this is an event that I can be proud of because, as you alluded to, this is the ice that I grew up playing hockey on, and to see all of our efforts come together and have this incredible event, the turnout from the community, the players on the ice, I couldn't be prouder of what's been accomplished here tonight.
And it's a beautiful barn we're in, a beautiful barn.
Didn't I tell you, isn't this an
like
incredible
the
rink?
wood roof, it's
Get a
it's
shot
truly
of that
special.
Beautiful roof there. You know, they did a great job renovating the facilities a few years back as we get some more on-ice ceremonies here. But yeah, it's certainly a special event here tonight as we bring the incredible sport of blind hockey to Mississauga officially for the first time.
Yeah, that's super cool. That's, and part of Canadian Blind Hockey, we believe that growing this sport is very important. As we do have players from across the country, our community is constantly growing. So to finally touch base here in Mississauga, a hometown that's close to your heart, that's close to a lot of players in our community now as they're accepting it and taking part in this event, it makes you wonder, when will we be back and how long till we're back? I know from Canadian Blind Hockey, we recently just ran a program on last week in partnership with the Mississauga Steelheads. Right. So for the first time, we had 14 children and youth who are blind and partially sighted from the Mississauga, the Peel region, take part in a Learn to Skate Tri-Blind Hockey with the Mississauga Steelheads. So it's super cool to see the growth, but it's also cool to see the Steelheads here today as special guest coaches on both teams, right? So they really took it on themselves to kind of be champions in their community, and they're being champions today as they just were on Thursday also.
Great to see those relationships growing with OHL teams and different communities around Ontario. You know, Luca, I know you've got a lot to do tonight, so I appreciate you being up here, but I'm sure you'll want to go enjoy yourself a bit too, shake some hands, meet some people. So before we let you off the hook here, tell us a little bit about how people can get connected if they want to get involved.
For sure, yeah. There's definitely a lot of people here to meet tonight, and a lot of people I would love to introduce myself to as they've made tonight possible. So that's truly an honor on Canadian Blind Hockey to be here. Thank you for inviting us. Thank you for letting our athletes take part in this remarkable event. But aside from saying it, Canadian Blind Hockey, we are always looking for help in any way possible. If you're looking to volunteer, if you are looking to be a part of the community, in the ever so fast growing community. If you are a visually impaired player and you never thought you'd ever play hockey, but you love the sport and you want to try, definitely reach out to us. Please log on to our website, CanadianBlindHockey.com. Email us, info@blindicehockey.com. The sport is growing. As I mentioned, our big tournament is the end of this month, March 27th to the 29th at the Mattamy Athletic Center, the Canadian National Blind Hockey Tournament, where members from across this country will come together for a weekend that they like to call the best weekend of the year, right? So it's truly cool. It's incredible to see how we've grown. We are about to launch our 2020 annual fundraising campaign, which will go live tomorrow. So if you want to donate or if you want to be a part of this organization and help us grow from the smallest towns in the province to the biggest cities across this country, we would definitely love your help, because this sport doesn't happen by itself. It happens with all the commitment from all the volunteers, all the players, all the coaches. Everybody helps make this sport become what it has become. So, Nico, thank you very much for having me over here. You're doing great. Keep it up. And you know what? I just want to watch some blind hockey, because I rarely get to do that with my father. And, we got some friends in the stands. So I'm just going to check out, watch the rest of this game. And if you hear anybody yelling at the stands at these players, it's probably me telling them to pick up their feet, because I'm not liking the scoreboard right now. But you know what? The main goal of today is growing awareness for blind hockey. It's partnering with new groups. And it's proving that hockey is for everyone, because we're proving it right on this very ice today. So, Nico, thank you very much. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm actually going to tune in on my cell phone so I can hear the play-by-play. But thank you very much for everything. And like I said, March 27th to 29th, Mattamy Athletic Center. Be there and see it happen.
Luca, as always, thank you for your time, for your efforts, for your dedication. We can't thank you enough for all the work that you do. Well, we're having a bit of a ceremony on the ice here as we get some local groups recognized as members from the Warren Park Clarkson Wild Hockey Association, the Port Credit Hockey Association, where I grew up playing my youth hockey, the Arundel Spitfires Association, the Heartland Dragons are here as well, of course the Mississauga Steelheads. It's a great sight on the ice right now as we recognize some of the youth players and coaches here this evening. Let's give a shout out to our PA announcer for the night as well, News Talk 1010's Michael Damasio, helping us out here tonight with announcing duties, and we certainly appreciate that.
Yeah? All right, you tell me when we're live. All right?
Yep.
We'll do it live.
All right, hockey fans, let's get you set for the second period puck drop here in tonight's special presentation, as it's Blind Hockey Night in Port Credit, and you're tuning in live on Parasport TV. Through the opening period of play, it's 3-1 Team Rudy, as we're very pleased to have you joining the broadcast here tonight. And up here in the booth for the second period of play, I'm very pleased to be joined by our PA announcer, Master of Ceremonies for tonight, from News Talk 1010, Michael Damasio. Thanks for joining me up here.
Nico, it's a pleasure. I've been running around trying to get the latest scoops and some hot takes, I think. That some breaking news happened while I was away.
I was just going to say, I think you have a breaking trade, so our insider Michael's going to give us the scoop.
Yeah, when I was ringside for the first intermission, handing out some amazing awards for the local charities and Mississauga Hockey League specifically, and their awards for success in their local tournaments. I caught wind of a trade that happened during the intermission. MP Rudy Cuzzetto I actually traded away probably his best player, Brad Boyes, to the blind hockey team.
Well, that's very generous of Team Rudy. Did they get anything in return?
I heard donuts, perhaps, some equipment as well.
Maybe a round at the bar afterwards.
Most likely, it wasn't all street legal, I'm sure of it. But, it's all in good fun. We're here to raise awareness. We're here in the sixth largest city of Canada, Mississauga, and it's a great event and a great opportunity to get the community together tonight.
Well, and we're just moments away from the second period puck drop with the newly acquired Brad Boyes taking the face-off for the Blind Hockey All-Stars. He's wearing number 72, and he gets us underway here in the second period. You'll notice that the teams did not switch ends. We'll get to that rationale in just a second, as Boyes, with the puck in the corner, tries to center it out front, but Team Rudy able to break it up, and streaking up the ice is Jimmy Triantafilou. Shot right on, and that's turned away. As it's controlled here by Brad Wu for Team Rudy. Wu has one of the 3 goals here this evening, as the Blind Hockey All-Stars keep it pinned in the zone. Now they've got to defend, as Wyatt Harvey chases his man down into the corner. Getting a foot on that there was Dave Poitevin. Boyes, he scoops it over to the near side wing, where Sean Dale backhands it over to the far side corner. Boyes gets to it first for the Blind Hockey All-Stars. Clean pass made, dumps it off to Dale, who tries the wraparound, but Cabral makes the save and gets the whistle for the face-off. Well, Mike, I was mentioning that the teams don't switch sides of the rink, and that's really for orientation, so that you don't lose track of where your bench is, so that the goaltender doesn't have to get familiar with a different navigation spot on the ice, just to kind of simplify things a little bit.
Our viewers are learning. I'm learning. It's a baptism under fire for me this evening, but nonetheless, a great opportunity to showcase this event. It's the inaugural to what I have understood so far here in Mississauga.
That's correct. It's the first time we've ever brought the sport of blind hockey, which has been played in Canada since 1972. But tonight in 2020, it makes its debut here in the Peel region and in Port Credit. As Fidelis centers it out from the corner, that one just got away from his man. And now it'll be controlled by the Blind Hockey All-Stars as Ian Rankin brings it up the ice. Stripped away from him, they quickly bring it back into the zone, but that's going to be offside. 8:24 remaining in the second period of play. Team Rudy leading the Blind Hockey All-Stars by a score of 3-1.
Another hot take I should be bringing to our viewers' attention is during the at the conclusion actually of the event, there will be a check donation, and the donation continues to rise as people have continued to roll in with their donations. There's a lot of prizes, but at last check, it was about $6,000 will be given away at the end of the evening to the Blind Hockey Association.
That's fantastic, as all the proceeds from tonight's event will be split between the Canadian Blind Hockey Association and the Mississauga Hockey League's Play More program, as 2 big saves there for Dimartino. And that's great to hear that already we've raised over $6,000 from tonight's event. Now, Michael, I noticed that there was a signed Daryl Sittler stick on the prize table. Has anyone put a high bid in on that? Do I still have a chance at that win?
Second intermission, you've just given me a new task, Nico. I'll be out and about if I can get past Dax the mascot, of course. He's put up a bit of his own, I think. He's put up a blockade. He's taking photos. It looks like he's having a lot of fun in the concourse level.
Of course, from the Mississauga Heartland Dragons program, as Team Rudy stripped the puck away from boys. They try for the long outlet pass ahead to Wu. Wu brings it into the zone, makes the pass. Big save, the rebound cleared aside as the Blind Hockey All-Stars try clear the zone. It's Wyatt Harvey with the puck in the far corner. Skates around the near side, starts to wheel out in front of his own goal. Harvey, the smooth skating defenseman who plays on the national team from Peterborough, shoots it in from center. It's in, but no goal because there was no clean pass made into the zone.
Once again, learning and building. But yes, we want to share the puck. We want to score the goals. But ultimately, it is a team game, right?
And we want to level the playing field because with the varying degrees of vision, players that can see up to maybe 10%, maybe in that 5 to 10% range, they're going to be able to have better vision on the ice than maybe a player that's under 5%. So the one pass rule really negates a player with stronger vision from just racing the puck up the ice for a breakaway every time. And the pass is indicated by a high-pitched buzzer that the referees will use as that one goes in offside, and the pass has to be made when you get across the blue line. So we noticed it in the first period a little bit. Here in the second period, the team's struggling just a little bit to get the offense going.
I think that big trade that happened as well might have something to do with the momentum shift. There's a bit of a lull. The first period was a bit of a feel-out between the two opponents, and then we kind of got in the swing of things. We were trading goals back and forth relatively quickly, and now everybody seemed to hit their stride.
From the face-off, the Blind Hockey All-Stars move the puck forward, but it's controlled by Team Rudy as Julian Dermott plays it along the near side wall. Back over to Dermott as he received the pass from his defensive partner, Hastings. They play the puck up the wing as Team Rudy bring it in, trying to create some offense. Wu, he gets run into. The loose puck controlled by Hastings. He plays it down low in the corner. Centering attempt initially knocked down on the rebound. They bank it in from the backhander as Dominic Galati gets the goal to make it 4-1 Team Rudy.
That's the second of the night for Mr. Galati, and he's showing why, as you're young, you're taught to keep yourself close to the net and pick up that garbage in front of it, and that's exactly what's happened there from old Dominic. Coach of the Lauren Park team. I'm not quite sure which one. I think it is the novice squad.
That's right, and it's the Lauren Park Clarkson Wild, as those two programs, which used to be separate associations when I was a kid, have since merged and taken the logo of the NHL club under the same name, the Wild. It's a good-looking program out there in Lauren Park, Clarkson.
Yes, it's a great merger between household names Lauren Park and Clarkson. The vicinity, of course, just like Brad Boyes, originally a Clarkson boy, born and raised in the Mississauga-Clarkson area. Also, Nico, just to remind you, they are the gold medal winners of this year's Bradford Blue and Gold Tournament. Coach Dan Hogan, part of the mix. Their team captain was James Christopoulos. I got a chance to meet up with them during the first intermission.
As we had that great ceremony during the first intermission, acknowledging so many of those great players. Here's a great player from our program, DeMontis. As he made the drop pass, DeMontis gets it back behind the net, tries the wraparound, and Cabral makes the save. Oh, what a chance for DeMontis, but what a save by Joey Cabral.
Hearts and mouths there. The goalkeeper had to be alert, and that's exactly what he was, alert.
Cabral making the save on his national team teammate, Mark DeMontis, as those two play a lot of hockey together and against each other every Sunday with the Toronto Ice Owls.
So they know each other, I guess we could say.
Yes.
They know each other intimately.
You could say that, yes. As the faceoff won by Boyes, he wins it back to the point. Alex Fear's shot gets blocked. Boys comes up with it, does the toe drag move to feed it over to Provan. Boys gets it back, makes the pass to the line. There's a shot, but it didn't make it through traffic. As behind the goal, Team Rudy reverse it over to the far side corner. Trying to break out of their defensive zone. Boys aggressive on the forecheck, trying to keep them pinned in. Puck controlled as Parsa plays it over to the far wing. Now Team Rudy go for the stretch pass ahead to Galati. He's already got 2 goals in this game. Dominic Galati centers in front, intended for Wu, but that gets knocked away. Puck played down into the corner once again for Galati. There's that high-pitched whistle indicating a good, clean pass. We'll see if Team Rudy can capitalize. As the centering attempt, they feed it right out front. Dimartino with the stick save. And now Boyce starts to skate it out for the Blind Hockey All-Stars. He makes the drop pass where he'll have to retrieve it himself. Boyce gets around Wu, brings it into the offensive zone. He's got a man heading to the net, makes a drop pass to Provan. Check that, that was Wyatt Harvey as his shot got blocked. Galati back the other way. Makes the drop pass in front as he tries to dangle his way to the net, but it was stripped off the stick of Brandon Mahonic, and then the shot turned away by the goalie, Dimartino. Along the side wall, working his way off the half boards is Jake Mahonic. The father-son combo in this game as the father gets the shot on, but that's saved by Dimartino.
Just want to admire the smooth skating skills of Brad Boyce. It was like poetry in motion watching him run end to end there. You can really see he's had quite the initial impact on the Blind Hockey All-Stars here to kick off the second period, pickpocketing some players there, creating some turnovers. Unfortunately, it didn't lead to any goals at the moment, but you can smell it. The momentum has kind of shifted, and the goal is coming.
I can also smell the Doritos right behind us as a
Not
couple of
a
Port
sponsor,
Credit
we
Store
should
fans.
add.
I
Not a
appreciate that, but
sponsor.
thank you. I don't think I could do play-by-play and eat Doritos. But hey, go Port Credit. That's the team I grew up playing for. As we get a great turnout here tonight at Port Credit Memorial Arena for our first ever Blind Hockey Night in Port Credit event. Puck streaking up the ice. Sean Dale gets to it first for the Blind Hockey All-Stars. Dumps it back into the corner, but that's picked off by Team Rudy. Quickly shot back down deep where it's controlled by Team Rudy defenseman Michael Hastings. Back over to the far corner. They try start the breakout with 4:08 remaining in the period. Puck played ahead as Fidele laid that one forward. Stepping in to make the interception is Randy Banks. Chipped off the boards, but controlled by Team Rudy as they try the stretch pass intended for Jake Makahonic, but that one goes for icing, and we'll get the face-off back inside Team Rudy's defensive zone.
And this is where, as the Blind Hockey team, you really want to take advantage of these opportunities where the Team Rudy essentially has forfeited possession here, and you got a great chance. And I'm surprised they don't have Brad back on here to try to turn the tide and try to put this game back in within an earshot of an opportunity here. But there is a setup there. We should flag that they have a defender deep in their own zone there. Could you enlighten me on that? What's going on there?
So often, if you see a defender back deep in their own zone, it's typically a player with less vision that's not as confident either as a skater or in terms of losing their orientation on the ice. So it's more of a stay-at-home defenseman who, instead of being caught out of position, would rather stay tight to the net and provide some defensive support for his goaltender.
In other words, rather safe than sorry.
You got it, exactly. As that shot from the point kicked aside by Dimartino, a good save by the goalie with traffic in front. Another shot, that one gets blocked as Wyatt Harvey making the block, and now he's got the puck for the Blind Hockey All-Stars. Harvey out across center ice, they just go in offside. Tough break there for the Blind Hockey All-Stars.
And then you see the vision having a factor there. And, it's rather unfortunate, but, that was a great scoring opportunity. And these are the restrictions that they live with on the day-to-day, right? It goes beyond hockey, and that's just magnified right here on the ice where something we take for granted probably on a day-to-day when we're watching professional hockey is really magnified right there.
I think you just kind of hit the nail on the head as it's really hard to imagine going through a day-to-day life of some of the players here on the Blind Hockey All-Stars and from the visually impaired community in general, but it's incredible when given the chance what these people can accomplish. I want to talk about our friend Joey Cabral in just a little bit and just how incredible of a young man that guy is. As Team Rudy move the puck around the offensive zone, it's picked up by boys. So Joey, who's playing in net for Team Rudy today, is a B1. He's got zero vision. He's a goaltender on our national team as boys nearly strips the puck away. And not only all of that, Joey actually works for the Toronto Police Services as a civilian officer. So it really is incredible what people from the visually impaired community can accomplish when given an opportunity. As Team Rudy bring the puck in the offensive zone, centered. That one down low behind the goal line. They work it in front, but we'll get a whistle with a player down in the crease.
One thing that I found very interesting, I know we've been highlighting a lot of the Blind Hockey All-Stars, but on Team Rudy, Dominic Galati, we already know he has the 2 goals. He's doing double duty. He's playing real defensive hockey. You saw he stripped Brad Boyes earlier of the puck, and there was a little nice battle going on there, a battle for possession and supremacy, because obviously Brad's saying, hey, you were my teammate. You have 2 goals. What more can you ask for? Well, Brad wants to get in on the scoring fun, too, it seemed like there in that last little exchange.
Well, we'll see if Brad Boyes can make a positive impact for the Blind Hockey All-Stars. As that shot from Shondale just missed after he was set up by Fornazier. Fornazier backhands it, and that puck rolls just wide of the far post. Centering from the face-off dot, unable to get a clean shot away was Rankin, and now it's Team Rudy moving the puck up the ice with Jake Makahonic. Makahonic has it stripped away, and now it's controlled by Fornazier across the blue line. Makes a drop pass to Dale. Rolling puck, settles it down. Just missed going top shelf with that shot. Oh, you can feel it building right now, Michael, as the Blind Hockey All-Stars pressing late here in the period.
They really need a goal, though, before the end of the second period here. We're within a minute to play here. You can really smell the tide or feel the tide turning, but unfortunately it hasn't resulted in that goal yet we were expecting.
Clean pass indicated as Team Rudy moved the puck around the offensive zone. That pass picked off, and here's a potential transition chance as bringing it up the ice is Rankin. He checked that. That's actually Alec Furr, who scored his first goal with the Toronto Ice Owls in his first game last week. How about that debut? Mark DeMontis wheels out of his own zone. 35 seconds left in the period. DeMontis gets around a couple of would-be defenders. Makes the move at the blue line that would have put him offside, so he cycles
back. Look at the veteran
back.
presence of DeMontis to recognize the offside and pull back, turn around, start again. True captain at its finest.
DeMontis making history back in October 2018 when he scored the first ever international blind hockey goal as Team Canada beat Team USA in Pittsburgh, and it was DeMontis getting that historic goal. That's just 10 seconds remaining in the period. Boyes is going to have to hustle. He brings it up the ice in a flash, but the buzzer sounds and the second period ends with Team Rudy sporting a 4-1 lead over the Blind Hockey All-Stars. A great second period of play, good back and forth action there. I know it's a 3-goal spread, but Michael, going into the third period, this is really anybody's game right now.
It would have been nice for the Blind Hockey All-Stars to get that well-deserved second goal, and then I would have thought that we'd really be in for a tight third period. But it really depends on the intermission chat here between the coaches. But from what I saw towards the latter stages of that second period, it is still anybody's game.
Ryan Kells, the Lone Port Credit coach involved in tonight's game, having a chat with Joey Cabral, who's tending goal for Team Rudy. Joey hasn't been as busy as Dimartino, but he's made some good saves when he's needed to.
And that's what you got to do. You got to keep your goalie loose. And I know Ryan very well from our years working for the city of Mississauga. So he's kind of that team leader, and I guess he kind of shows that during his paperweights throughout the course of the season. He was kind of letting me in during the pregame ceremonies about how proud he was of his team. It was his first year as a coach, but really, he's had that coaching nature part of his life for as long as I've known him. He's been a team cheerleader. He's worked here at Port Credit. He is now still a city employee at the Paramount Center, actually. Another hot take for you, Nico.
Yes.
I'm really earning my keep tonight.
You
I
know,
hope you'll have me back.
Oh, my goodness, of course. We can't thank you enough for being here. As Michael Damasio doing double duty as not only our PA announcer, but he's jumped on as our color commentator as well.
Blind Hockey Insider as
That's
well.
right.
Why don't you just coin that moniker as well? I wear many hats here.
As the third period of play now underway, we're going to play a 15-minute period here in the third frame. So a little bonus hockey on the ice as...
Oh, we have an injury down.
Yeah,
Number
Ian
61,
Rankin.
Ian Rankin from the Blind Hockey. He's back in the play, but he was slow to get up there.
He took a bit of a nasty spill, but Ian is one tough customer, and good to see him back out there skating as Boyes picks up the loose puck. The former Toronto Maple Leaf brings it into the zone, makes the draw pass. There's a shot that just goes wide as it came off the stick of Wyatt Harvey.
It's a great opportunity to remind our viewers, too, at home that every time there is a shot, the referees are alerting us. Oh, and it looks like Ian is not going to be able to continue. He is still down. Ian Rankin, we remember he took that nasty spill to start the third period. However, he hasn't been able to continue. It's good to see him on his own 2 feet, though.
Rankin trying to shake off the lower body injury, as we apologize for the technical glitch there starting the period, but you've got the video now, and we've only played about 45 seconds here in the third period.
I think we were thrown off, too, by the bonus coverage of the third period. Remember, we have a hard stop at 8:20 p.m.
That's
this
right.
evening.
Yep.
So we're trying to make the most of the time. At the end of the day, Nico, it is a showcase, right? So we want to get as much action as possible and do as little talking as possible as well, right? Let the ice and let the puck and stick do the talking for us.
Absolutely, as it's been a great display here tonight from Port Credit Memorial Arena, with Team Rudy right now sporting a 4-1 lead over the Blind Hockey All-Stars, and Team Rudy are working for more. As Parsa tries to play it in front, it's off the backboards, controlled by Galati, who's got 2 of the 4 goals. He's trying to work his way to the face of goal. He leaves it off for Fidele. Galati wants the pass back, but nice defensive work there by Randy Banks to tie up his men. There it's centered, shot right on. Dimartino makes the save and holds it for the faceoff.
Wouldn't that be so cruel after all the pressing by the Blind Hockey All-Stars to go and concede there? Luckily, Cabral coming up huge there to keep them in the game.
13:34 remaining in the period. Your Blind Hockey All-Stars trailing by 3, but they've been building momentum throughout this game, and it feels like it's just a matter of time until the floodgates start to open. That is if they can beat their normally teammate, but tonight the opposition goaltender Joey Cabral, who has been really solid between the pipes for Team Rudy.
Yeah, you said it, Nico, as really keeping them solid between the pipes tonight.
A reminder that we've got the Canadian National Blind Hockey Tournament coming up later this month, March 27th through 29th at the Mattamy Centre in Toronto, and we'll be streaming all the action on Paris Sport TV. And Michael, check your calendar, because if you're available, we're going to want you there for that event too, buddy.
You said March when one more time?
27th to 29th. I'll send you an email.
Okay.
From the
Get your people to talk to my people, and we'll see if we can make it happen, my friend.
But what people? I'm here doing camera, graphics, play-by-play. What people? I need some people.
I tried to highlight that we were also streaming live on Instagram on my
Yes.
Michael D Media channel. I wanted to showcase and highlight that you also wear many hats, and you're a multitasker. Who said men can't multitask? Nico Cardarelli will squash all of that for you.
Oh, good pass fed in, shot right on, turned away by Dimartino as that one came off the stick of Jimmy Triantafilou as the Blind Hockey All-Stars flip the puck out through center ice. Joe Fernazier makes the drop pass to Ian Rankin. Good to, check that. That's Alec Furr, as Furr had it roll off his stick. We'll keep an eye on Rankin to see if he's back out there at some point. As Sean Dale picks up the puck behind his own goal, starts to wheel out, makes the pass ahead. Furr bringing it into the zone, Drop pass. Shot by
Oh.
Dale. Oh, what a goal!
That one
Sean
will
Dale
count.
snipes it, and it's 4-2.
He's been practicing his wrist shot in the basement, it seems, old Dale. And he caught the goalie there by surprise, Dimartino. What I can say is they stand. The goal stands. He was over the blue line. He had committed, if you want to refresh my memory again on the rule, there has to be a line of sight towards the net, correct?
So you need to make one clean pass once you gain the offensive zone. So Fernazier carried the puck across the blue line, made the drop pass to Dale. The buzzer goes for the clean pass, and then seconds later, Dale puts it in the back of the net.
I have to say, I didn't even hear the buzzer. I think it caught the referee even by off guard there.
That
That's how quick that wrist shot was.
And sometimes that will happen, a play in quick succession. The referee won't necessarily. There's the buzzer as Boyce gets turned away. What a save by Cabral as he stonewalls the former Toronto Maple Leaf. Centered in front, Provin shoots and scores!
Nico,
Oh,
we knew
check
it
that,
was
it's
coming.
Randy Banks with the goal.
We knew it was coming. We're within one goal now. The Blind Hockey All-Stars, what a turn of events. And, of course, who led that? The turnover by Brad Boyce. Once again, that trade is really blowing up in MP Rudy Cuzzetto's face right now.
Yeah, the media may be all over him for that
I'm
one.
going to try to catch a word with him right at the end of the game, depending on how this game shakes out. But if that ends up being a crucial X factor in this complete turnaround and overhaul, I'd love to get a word with the disgraced MP there.
Well, he's a better MP than a hockey GM. We'll say that much right now, at least. As Boyce, who was traded after the first period to the Blind Hockey All-Stars and collects an assist on that last goal, tried to set one up in front. But here goes Brad Wu. He plays it up the boards and offside on that chance for Team Rudy. We get the whistle with 11:06 left in the period.
You can see the whole demeanor has changed from Rudy on bench side. He was laughing. He was very jovial during the first two periods. And now the look of concern, I have to say, he's really given it to his players now. It looks like he called a, non-legal timeout there. They might have to do a stick check as well. I can see some complaints flying across the bench. We'll try to get closer for the action. I know we have the wireless mic. He does still have some commitments. He has to hand out the check regardless of the result at the end of the night.
And you know what? For all the tongue-in-cheek fun we're having, on a serious note, we really do want to thank Mississauga Lakeshore MPP Rudy Cuzzetto, because without him and his team, frankly, this event tonight would not have been possible. They stepped up in a huge way. And while we are having some fun at the expense of Rudy, we do want to acknowledge the incredible effort from him and his team. As that shot goes over top the net, nice defensive play by Provin to get a stick on it. Centered in front, Dimartino makes a save. Second chance, and he dives back to stop it. What a huge save there from the Heartland Dragons goaltender coach.
And another captain's moment for Mark DeMontis, just putting his body and throwing caution to the wind to keep that puck from going in and keeping this a one-goal game.
10:25 remaining in the third period of play. The Blind Hockey All-Stars are now within one as Team Rudy leads it 4-3 from the face-off. Puck comes out across the line as Fornazier racing after it. He's got Dale heading to the net. Tries to center it, initially blocked. Fornazier tries to scoop it off the end wall, but defensively, Julian Dermott there for Team Rudy. And now they bring it up the far wing. Across the blue line, past ahead, as Makahonic tries to feed it in front, but good job by Fornazier to tie up his stick. Behind the goal, Team Rudy make a good clean pass. Feather it back out to the top of the point. Dermott, his opportunity gets blocked. In front, and that one just goes askew as Sean Dale banks it off the boards and out. Fornazier makes the pass. Oh, it's off the blocker and in. What a goal! As Ian Rankin, check that, it's Alex Fuhrer who snipes it in. We are all tied up at 4. What a goal from Alex Fuhrer as in his first game last weekend for the Ice Owls, he scores. And then here tonight, Fur gets the game-tying goal.
Nico, I couldn't be more disappointed. I had been calling this and given the hot take that the Blind Hockey All-Stars were going to level this game, and I got pulled away for another hot take that there was a raffle at the end of the game too, and I've missed the whole completion of the comeback. But remarkable stuff from the Blind Hockey All-Stars.
Well, and let's see if they can force ahead, as now it's Rankin on the puck. His shot attempt steered aside, but Boys playing it out of the corner. Tries to pick out Poitevin. Boys still with the puck. Spinning away from the check. Still working it as the former Bruin, Sabre, Islander, Panther, Maple Leaf. I think I got all his teams in there. Has the puck stripped away, and now it's Nicholas Galati. Centers in front.
Wow.
Oh, what a
What
play!
a save.
And what a save by Dimartino.
Are
He
you
takes
kidding
away
me,
a sure
Dimartino?
goal. That's crazy.
You've seen him play in action. Have you ever seen a save from Hatton to date yet?
Never.
Something to
That
caliber.
was crazy. What a huge save from Nicholas Dimartino.
Big players, big events. They pull stuff out of like a rabbit out of a hat that we weren't expecting. But that's just indicative of the magnitude of this game as we see a 2-on-1 here develop.
It's Boys with the puck. He's got Rankin with him. Passes it over to Rankin. Shot right on Cabral. Makes the save. Big save there for Joey Cabral.
And you know what Cabral says? Anything you can do, I can do better. Then we've got a goalkeeping duel just like that. We are trading goals left, right, and center at a 4-4 game with 8 minutes left. Everybody's pulling out their best efforts. It's great to see. It's a great house. It's poor credit. Where else would you rather be on a Wednesday evening?
Nowhere else. This is the spot to be in Mississauga tonight, as a couple of fans giving us some words of encouragement as well. Nice to see a good supportive atmosphere here tonight. As Team Rudy move the puck out of the zone. Nice skating. Bringing it up is Jimmy Triantafilou. He brings it all the way in as he's defended closely by DeMontis. Check that was for Nazir. Puck over to the far wall where it's controlled by Dermott. He plays it down low into the corner. Back out top to Dermott. Julian Dermott goes cross. Triantafilou, his shot attempt gets blocked. Puck high in the air where it's controlled by Jake Makahonic. They move it over to the far side wall at the hash marks. Played down low again for Makahonic. Centered in front. Dimartino swimming out of position. He comes all the way out to snag it off the stick of the forward. Great goaltending there from Nicholas Dimartino.
Cabral called, and Dimartino just raised the stakes one more time in this goalkeeping duel with under 7 minutes left.
You know, for a goalie, it's not about necessarily how many get by you, but it's about timely saves. And right now in the third period, both of these goaltenders making huge saves at crucial moments. As from the faceoff, Brad Boyes brings it out for the Blind Hockey All-Stars. He's got an option in the wing and uses it in fear. Shot, that one goes wide as it rims around the near boards. And it's picked up by Team Rudy, but quickly stripped away by Sean Dale. Dale tries to work it out as it gets too far away from Fur, and it's over along the far side boards as Team Rudy move it out across center ice. Nice back checking by Boys, but Makahonic comes in to take possession. It's stripped away by the former Maple Leaf Boys. Centers in front for Fur, but that's stripped away. Nice defensive work that time by Jason Cullen. Puck played over the near side wing as it's brought in the zone by Jake Makahonic. He makes the pass in front. Shot, that just went wide. 6.5 minutes remaining in the third as Brad Boyes picks up the loose puck. Starts to skate it up the far wall as he's defended closely by Cullen. Near side wing where it's nearly stripped away from Matt Shaw. He's got one of the goals here tonight for the Blind Hockey All-Stars. And now here's a chance in for Team Rudy. Brad Wu with the move. He deked himself out there as he tries to center it. They nearly bank it in, but Dimartino makes the save.
Heart in mouths moments there as Rudy's team was about to stop the comeback dead in its tracks, but some more great goalkeeping. Joey Cabral coming up huge for the Blind Hockey All-Stars this evening, and the stakes just continue to get raised time and time again as we get tighter and tighter to the closing moments of this game.
From this face-off, scrum for puck possession. Team Rudy have to move it back inside their own zone where Dermott blows a tire and nearly gave it away to Ian Rankin, who's back out there for the Blind Hockey All-Stars. And that's a good sight to see number 61 back out there after an injury earlier. Wu, he plays it back to the point. Dermott over to the far corner at the face-off dot. Fidele tries to feed it back in front. It's broken up, and then Fornazier chops it ahead. Rankin with the puck. He's got Fornazier heading to the net. It's off a stick high in the air and knocked down by Dermott. Julian Dermott tries to skate it up along the far sideboards, makes the pass ahead for Galati. He's got two. Pass back in front for Galati. Backhander right on. And Dimartino says you're not getting the hat trick on that one. Check that. It's Kells with the puck. He plays it down low. Center back in front for Kells. And his shot gets stopped as well. Great defensive stand there from the Blind Hockey All-Stars.
I'd flagged earlier Mark DeMontis was putting in a captain's shift, putting his body, throwing caution to the wind. It started to become contagious. Number 13, Harvey Wyatt, demonstrating the same type of commitment to keeping the puck out of the net. And that is a heavy puck, just like a regular-sized puck. Has some ball bearings. For those like myself who are still learning about blind hockey, how heavy and how much does that puck hurt compared to your traditional NHL regulation-sized puck?
Well, I can tell you, Michael, firsthand, I've been blindfolded, I think now 4 times and put between the pipes to play in games as a blind goalie. And I'll tell you, not only is it difficult to track, you feel it when it hits you, much more so than a typical puck, which is, maybe about a fourth of the size, and in terms of weight, it's significantly lighter. As you mentioned, the puck that we're using here, much larger, about 4 times larger than a traditional puck. The ball bearings inside make it easy to hear when it's moving on the ice. As we get a cross-check there thrown in front, Wyatt Harvey saying, I know it's a charity game, but I'm still a national team player. I'm not going to stop defending.
Yeah, and he's got to protect his goalie first and foremost, right? Isn't that rule number 1 of defending?
Absolutely.
If we could bring it back to your blindfold experience,
yes.
How humbling was that?
Extremely humbling and extremely uncomfortable, frankly. The first few times I did it, it was definitely a bit of a shock. There was one time where we were playing at Iceland up in the northern end of Mississauga, and the acoustics in that rink were so different compared to all the other venues we had played in. I was extremely anxious to get the blindfold off. I couldn't track the puck whether it was 2 feet in front of me or 20 feet away from me. So it's really incredible when you see a goaltender like Joey Cabral, who, regardless of what venue he's playing in, always tracks that puck so well, relying on his sense of hearing.
You know that saying, walk a mile in my shoes? Well, you skated a whole bunch of periods in the likes of Nicholas Dimartino, for example, right?
We get a goal as the Blind Hockey All-Stars. No, it's no goal. Check that. It's waved off. Fornazier thought he had scored, but the referees wave it off.
Was that based on a no pass through the neutral
I
zone?
do believe there was no clean pass there. That's correct. So with 3:46 remaining, we get the face-off, and
gets tripped by his own teammate.
As Team Rudy skate the puck up the ice here after that miscue. Jake Makahonic centers in front. Great save by Dimartino as dad went to son, but Brandon Makahonic it was Carter Willen who got turned away on that chance.
Wouldn't that be something? A miscommunication between the Blind Hockey All-Stars results almost in a winning goal for Team Rudy, but remarkable stuff nonetheless as it's getting close to crunch time.
We've got 3:45 remaining in the third period of play as from the face-off, Team Rudy with possession. They work it in front. Makahonic, he backhands it over to Wu. Wu backhands this pass to the half wall for Kells. Kells tries to center it in front. That's initially blocked. Over at the far side, hash marks the shot. Turned away by Dimartino. A big rebound controlled by Team Rudy. They play it back to the point. Held in along the far side, and quickly the Blind Hockey All-Stars able to knock it out through center ice. Kells flips it over to the far wing. Parsa tries to play it ahead. Controlled by Wu as he goes into the zone. Makes the pass near wing for Makahonic. Jake Makahonic back in front, and that one stopped as well by Dimartino with 3:01 remaining in the third.
Nico, I would have said as we had commenced in the third period, we could see the tide turning, but now that momentum shift has happened again. I think that mini timeout by Rudy Cuzzetto's really changed the tone here, and things have gotten really serious for Team Rudy as they look to try to strike the nail in the final coffin here.
Though we've got 12 minutes of ice time remaining and 3 minutes of gameplay, I'm very curious what's going to happen if it's a tie game, because I don't believe we discussed this prior to dropping the puck. I think we were under the impression we'd probably end in a tie, but if we have some extra ice, we may end up seeing some overtime.
Potentially shootouts even, but
Yeah.
I guess that's my job, right? I should have been ice level, kind of gathering this information and breaking that news. Well, I apologize to our viewers.
No, not your fault at all. I should have been prepared in that regard as well, and well, we get caught here, but that's okay as Team Rudy trying to potentially end this in regulation. The Blind Hockey All-Stars would love to do that as well, as that shot attempt just goes wide along the near post. Team Rudy's centering attempt, it was, I think that was Makahonic trying to center it in front, Brandon Makahonic. There's a shot from Galati, turned away. The rebound sitting there, it's picked up by Team Rudy. Galati with 2 goals, and he nearly had a third on that shot. Fidele tries to center it in front, broken up by Boys. He's chased down, so he tries to wheel out around the far side of the goal. Runs out of real estate as 2 yellow jerseys come in to strip the puck away. Centered in front for Fidele. Oh, what a golden chance, but what a save.
Nicholas Dimartino really keeping his team in the game. You've seen his career trajectory change from a couple of times being on the ice with him and also watching his growth. Where have you seen that, in terms of his overall year-by-year progress?
So actually, Dimartino is one of the MHL coaches. He's actually cited playing for us, our blind hockey team tonight. He represents the Heartland Dragons. Unfortunately, I can't really speak to much of his career play, but I'll tell you, I did have the chance to meet him in the locker room before the game, and he was cool, he was calm, he was collected. He said, man, I'm just going out there to have some fun today. And Dimartino he's had a great showing in net for the Blind Hockey All-Stars. As puck along the near wall in the corner, Sean Dale tries to dig it out as it's poked ahead by Makahonic. And now it'll be Boyce skating it up the near wall. The speed of Boyce. He makes the pass through the high slot. Dale tries to chop it in front. Shot right on. What a save by Cabral. Dale was set up by Boyce. He just couldn't beat the goaltender. Second chance, and he puts it in. Sean Dale gets his second of the game. And with 1:07 remaining in the third, the Blind Hockey All-Stars take a 5-4 lead over Team Rudy.
Sean Dale connects with Brad Boyes for potentially, with what stands right now, the completion of the comeback. We didn't see it coming because we needed Dimartino to have some mid-game heroics. And look at that, goalkeeping pays dividends. Whether you can see it or not, it's really paid the way for this completion of the comeback. It's quite remarkable, really.
So Team Rudy have 1:07 remaining here in the third period to try equalize. The Blind Hockey All-Stars have come all the way back. There's a shot right on, turned away by the stick of Cabral as it was Amanda Provin letting the shot go. Kells, he's wearing that old school bucket now. He plays it ahead. It's picked off by Provan as she makes the pass over to Boyes. Brad Boyes drops it over to Fornazier, stripped away from him. 35 seconds remaining in the period.
Team Rudy really needs to get the puck deep and pull the goalie.
Oh, off the post! Dimartino was beat clean, but the shot coming off the stick of Carter Willen rings off the post and stays out. Shot from Fornazier, that one just went wide.
This gives us a chance to highlight Amanda Provan for a second. Her mom is the actual timekeeper thrown to the wind today. Never time kept the game before, but she's doing a remarkable job, I should add.
Lisette, one of our amazing parents and volunteers involved in Canadian blind hockey, and we're thrilled to have her doing double duty tonight as they want an icing call here. Oh, not enough. That's going to do it. The Blind Hockey All-Stars take this game 5-4 over Team Rudy.
Being down 4-1, Nico, to turn back to 5-4, that is the type of inspiration that can get you through a day. I'm rather speechless, actually.
What an incredible comeback by the Blind Hockey All-Stars as we get a look at Team Rudy and goaltender Joey Cabral, who played so well, making big save after big save. But in the end, his typical teammates from the Blind Hockey program, led by first-time head coach Joseph Del Grande, get the win here. Congratulations to our Blind Hockey All-Stars and Coach Del Grande getting his first coaching victory.
I think a heck of a lot of gratitude from the Blind All-Stars has to go to their goalie, Nicholas Dimartino, who kept them in there during crucial moments of that third period. As I kind of alluded to, we're seeing Rudy Cuzzetto probably regretting that trade, but nonetheless, he'll have to pay up as a result of the finish here.
A tremendous display of sportsmanship on the ice and community support here at Port Credit Memorial Arena as we're just moments away from the post-game picture and check presentation, as well as we had a great game on the ice, but really tonight was all about raising awareness and raising funds to help support Canadian blind hockey and the MHL's Play More program.
Being a veteran of the Mississauga Hockey League, being a timekeeper for many years for them, what I can tell you about the Play More program is they're really taking either recycled equipment or funds to help those less fortunate that want to play hockey. And we know how expensive hockey really is. Not to mention the economic changes here in Mississauga. As a longtime resident, it's really difficult to actually keep your roots and stay in Mississauga with wacky real estate prices. So it's really important for organizations like Rudy, like the Mississauga Steelheads, like the Mississauga Play More program, to be an active participant in the community and allowing our next generation of potential gold medalists play hockey, or those who just want to touch the ice for the first time.
The big check about to be presented as Rudy Cuzzetto shakes hands with our Canadian Blind Hockey Program Manager, Luca DeMontis. A beautiful sight down there at ice level as both teams come together for the post-game picture. Well, great job by everyone involved here tonight. A big shout out to the MHL and all their staff involved. Of course, Rudy Cuzzetto and his team of staff, and the Canadian Blind Hockey Association for all the work that the people behind the scenes did to help make tonight possible. Well, we've got the Canadian Blind Hockey National Tournament as the next big event on the calendar, and that'll kick off Friday, March 27th through to Sunday, March 29th at the Mattamy Athletic Center. If you're in the area, come on out. If you can't make it to the rink, we'll be streaming on Parasport TV. Well, Michael,
be part of history, right? That is the old Maple Leaf Gardens.
Yes, it is. And last year, we had Wendell Clark and Doug Gilmore come to drop the puck. So you never know what kind of special guests will show up at our events. Well, Michael, I want to thank you so much for helping us out here tonight. I really appreciate you coming forward and making the offer to give us your time and your services here tonight. And buddy, I had a blast doing this with you, and I'm sure we'll have you back again.
The feeling is mutual, Nico. You're doing great work with Parasport TV, and we ask everybody to support the Blind Hockey All-Stars as we continue to grow this game in this great country.
Well, for one last time tonight, the final score of this one, the Canadian Blind Hockey All-Stars 5, Team Rudy 4. Folks, thanks for tuning in. This has been a special presentation live on Parasport TV.